Good morning, everyone. I'm Richard Mabey, co-founder and CEO at Juro, the intelligent contract automation platform. This is not, in fact, our first rodeo at Legal Geek. This is, in fact, us at 2017 Legal Geek. Was anyone at 2017 Legal Geek? Very few people is correct. There were I can see Cherna was there. This is what Jimmy and I used to look like. What you're looking at on the stage right now is a warning from history. If you're going into the legal tech industry for the next 7 years, you could look like me. Now, 5-minute pitch, I've wasted almost a minute. I'm going to talk about 3 things. Why do we exist? What do we do? And why should you care? And we started with a very simple premise, which is contracts are not quite as much about us lawyers as we think they are. So within businesses, the people who operate contracts are mostly in these teams: sales and HR and procurement and finance. And legal, of course, has accountability, but really these are our internal customers, and these are the people that the legal team should serve. So when we started, we were persuading a lot of people that they should not do nothing, or rather, that they should do something. And that meant that most people were using manual tools. So they were using Microsoft Word, and they were using Google Drive and SharePoint, and everything was manual. It's now 2024, and we don't really spend much time convincing people that you should automate some of these contract processes. Now, the big problem has been, over the last few years, vast amounts of capital have gone into CLM. Is anyone in an in-house legal team? Show of hands, in-house legal team. Show of hands if you're getting like 3 to 5 emails a week from CLM vendors saying you should buy them. I see a few hands going up. The problem is, these tools have not really served the needs of in-house legal teams. There's 3 reasons for that. The first is they're very centralized. So they are really built for lawyers. And that's good. I'm a lawyer. I want tools built for me. However, folks in the business generally don't use them. Second, the level of user experience required in 2024 is really, really high. So folks who are living in Slack and Teams and Notion expect great collaborative usability. And finally, they're very data poor, meaning traditionally you have to spend a lot of time labeling the data in these CLMs to get the value out of them. And that's causing 50% of deployments in CLM to fail, which is a really frightening statistic. So how does Juro come in? So we are an intelligent contract automation platform, and we are evolving really what CLM means. We do that in 3 ways. The first is we enable people who are not in legal teams to self-serve on contracts from the systems in which they already live. They do that with the careful safeguards and playbooks that we lawyers put in place, but they basically conduct quasi and adjacent legal work themselves. The second is AI native workflows. So we are building AI tools for lawyers at all stages of the contract lifecycle. And the third is our intelligent repository. And we are moving away from the idea of a CLM as a storage system for files to a system that actually learns from your data. So to give you a couple of examples, we've just released AI Extract. So that gives you the ability to upload any number of contracts into your repository. And we use generative AI to get whatever data you want out of it. These aren't fields that we define. These are fields that you can define, and they're infinitely flexible. So people are using this for due diligence use cases. They're also just using it to get their documents into a repository and make them useful. The second is AI Draft. So we have a drafting assistant, which is now, we built it about 12 months ago, and we're iterating very fast on it. But it enables you to turn around contracts faster. So think about a commercial contract in a workflow, gets generated from Salesforce, pushed to legal, based on playbooks. In 1 click, you can redline a contract, or you can respond to the other side. And finally, AI Review. So AI Review, again, is geared towards marking up third-party vendor contracts, which can be a huge time sink for legal teams. And as I said, contracts on autopilot, yes, certainly the simple ones. And the key to everything is getting the business to use the system. If they do not use the system, they don't adopt it, they will not get you value. And the most important thing is that it integrates where you live. You want a contract, you can get it from Slack. You want to upload a contract for review, you can push it from HubSpot, and so on. So, why choose Juro? Very briefly, if you work in a large enterprise, we are not for you. If you work in a law firm, we are not for you. We work with modern businesses, typically in the mid-market. And that means that we make sure our product can be used by all teams. With a very small legal team, you cannot do all the work. And if you ask for more headcount, usually you don't get it, in my experience. So we need everyone to get around this. You get set up in hours, not minutes, in hours, not months, sometimes in minutes. And finally, leading AI, which learns from the data that you add. We now manage more than 2 million contracts across our customer base. We serve 6,000 customers globally, and we've raised $38 million in venture funding, which we are putting towards building leading AI solutions for our customers. Thank you.